I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening. Again, honorable city council members, mayor, Madam Treasurer, to our deputy clerk, chief of staff, our city attorney, administrative staff, if there's any in the audience, to those of you who are attending tonight's meeting, and also to those who are viewing our meeting via our broadcast channel and YouTube Live. Welcome to the City of Romulus City Council regular meeting, and today's date is Monday, January the 8th, 2024. Members of the public wishing to participate in this meeting may do so under the public comment portion of the agenda. Please fill out a request to speak public comment card located on the table in the back of the chambers and hand it to the deputy clerk. At this time, we will have roll call. Councilwoman Abdo.
Here.
Councilman Burden.
Here.
Councilwoman Roscoe.
Here.
Councilwoman Talley.
Here.
Councilman Wadsworth.
Here.
And Councilwoman Williams.
Here.
Mr. Chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you.
Tonight's regular council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda, 2, minutes, 3, petitioner, 4, chairperson's report, 5, mayor's report, 6, clerk's report, 7, treasurer's report, 8, public comment, 9, unfinished business, 10, new business, 11, warrant, 12, communication, and number 13, adjournment. And a motion will be in order to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented.
So moved to accept the regular council meeting agenda as presented. Support.
The motion by Ms. Talley, supported by Ms. Abdo, for approval of the agenda as presented. Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. Number 2, minutes. Agenda item 2A, for approval are the minutes from the regular meeting held on Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024, at 7:30 p.m.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth.
I'm going to move that we approve the council meeting that was held on the 2nd of January.
I support that motion.
The motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of our minutes from our regular meeting held on January the 2nd at 7:30. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. There were no special meetings held on Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. Number 3, petitioners. We have no petitioners on the agenda. Takes us to number 4, the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Tonight, we had a study session for discussing procedure for filing a vacancy for council. There was no conclusion as what was done, so we will proceed further in the future, and it'll be up to the council to determine when we're going to make this appointment or study session. If there's no a motion to accept or what was discussed tonight, is there any motion for application from council?
You say what?
So
Want a motion for the study session.
What's the motion for?
there's no motion to accept applications,
His
For the
report.
application process.
so there's no motion. So therefore, that concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll ask for a motion to accept your report.
I second that motion.
Been motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Williams? Ms. Williams?
Are you finished with your report? Because there were two.
Oh, I'm sorry. The reason I say that because it's a time where, you know, we have a lot of death in the families and friends. So I'd like to recognize, first of all, Councilwoman Abdul.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to ask for a memorial resolution for a lifelong resident, Jackie Street. He was also a student at Romulus High School, basketball player. His mother was a colleague of mine who I taught with for many years. And I just want to mention this. At the funeral home, it was wonderful to see all the students who came out in support and parents who came out in support. And it gave me a feeling of one Romulus.
A support.
The motion by Ms. Abdo, supported by Mr. Wadsworth for memorial resolution. Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth.
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Talley.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. The chair now would recognize Ms. Williams.
Yes. Whew. I'm trying to get past everything that has taken place. I am tonight, I'm making a motion that we fill the vacant seat of the city council with the next candidate in line from the 2021 city council election, Alan Ray Wilson.
Support. I support it.
Kathy.
I support it.
It's been motioned by Ms. Williams, supported by Ms. Abdo, to appoint Mr. Wilson to the council. Is there any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
I'm sorry, what?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Talley,
No.
chair votes no, motion approved. That concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to accept your report.
I second that motion.
Motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Talley, for approval of the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved. Thank you.
To recognize expenses to the Mary Ann Banks DNR grant project.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to concur with the administration and introduce Budget Amendment 23/24-12 to recognize expenses for the Mary Ann Banks DNR grant project.
A support, and I have a question.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for introduction of Budget Amendment 23/24-12. Any discussion?
If I could, to the mayor, is the rink going to be resurfaced or redone?
It's going to be pulverized and redone.
It's going to be all redone over?
Yes. Yep.
Very good, thank you.
Mr. Chair, I have a question.
Okay, Ms. Roscoe?
And are we going to be able to get started on this in the spring?
Hopefully. Staff's going to do all they can to knock this out in the spring, but as always, we're hearing about contractor delays. We have some material ready to be installed at some of the parks. We can't get somebody to install them yet, so we're going to do our best to make sure it's taken care of this spring.
Thank you.
How's your curling tournament coming?
Mr. Chair, I have a question.
If there's no other discussion, roll call vote.
Mr. Chair, I had a question. I said it 3 times.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Abdo.
Are the plans essentially the same as the ones that you submitted to us? So you
Yes.
didn't have to go?
Yes,
Okay.
no modifications.
That's all I want to know. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Chair, I do have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So I just want, process-wise, this is a budget amendment. Did we already have, did we recognize some expenses before? I'm not sure what we're doing. Did we already recognize some expenses for this?
They were budgeted, the costs were raised for 2 reasons, inflation, and we had to expand the scope of work being done at that report in order to qualify this grant. So this will be a reimbursement for the DNR grant. So we are awarded the
Oh,
grant, but
reimbursement, okay.
once we do the install and the revisions to the park, then we'll receive the grant money.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion from council? If not,
I'd like to say this to the mayor. Thank you, Mayor, for reaching out to the state and, that particular department and getting that extra money to reimburse the city. Gary contacted me and explained to me the process, so thank you so much, because that park will really be a bit beneficial to those that's disabled and those that's less fortunate. Thank you.
Thank you.
okay. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes?
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. The next action item I have for tonight is to piggyback on the My Deal contract and purchase of 3 new Ford utility police interceptors. So I concur with the recommendation of Police Captain Roger Salwa and Gary Harris, Purchasing Director, to respectfully request council's authorization to piggyback on the My Deal contract 07B7700181 for the purchase of 3 2023 Ford Police Utility Interceptors with the options of a 7-year extended warranty for a total cost of $143,457.
Need a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to
Support.
concur with administration and consent to piggyback on the My Deal contract number 07B7700181 for the purchase of 3 2023 Ford Police Utility Interceptors with options and a 7-year extension warranty for the total cost of $143,457.
Support.
It's been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Williams, to piggyback on My Deal contract number 071B7700181 for the purchase of 3 2023 Ford Utility Police Interceptors. Any discussion?
Yeah, to the chair.
Yes, Ms. Talley.
So, it looks like it's referencing another budget amendment, pending a second reading and final adoption. Are we going to see another budget amendment for, I'm confused.
The first reading was last week for that budget amendment because
For this one?
Exactly. There was some movement with funds with the fleet because of the 5-ton dump truck we needed to buy for the.
Is it for the dump truck we
Yes.
talked? Okay, I'm good. Okay, thanks.
There's no other discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes?
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. That will conclude my report for this evening.
Thank you, Mayor.
And number 6 is the clerk's report. Agenda item 6A. For second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 2324-11 in the amount of $74,257 to purchase a water and sewer dump truck. This budget amendment was introduced at the January 2nd, 2024 regular meeting. Motion will be in order, please.
Need a motion?
Mr.
Chair,
Chair?
I'll make that motion for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 23/24-11.
Support.
Been motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 23/24-11. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes?
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. 6B, for second reading and final adoption to Chapter 22, Section 22-23, Reserved amending Section 109.4 of the International Fire Code of the City of Romulus Code of Ordinances. This amendment was introduced at the January 2nd, 2024 regular meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to move for the second reading and final adoption to the amendments to Chapter 22, Section 22-23, Section 109.4 of the International Fire Code of the City of Romulus Code of Ordinances.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, for second reading and final adoption to amendments to Chapter 22, Section 22-23, Section 109.4 of the International Fire Code of the Romulus Code of Ordinance. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you. Agenda item 6C for second reading and final adoption to amend Chapter 22 by adding Article 10, reporting, Section 22-262 of the Romulus Code of Ordinances. This amendment was introduced at the January 2nd, 2024 regular meeting.
Need a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion for second reading and final adoption to amendment to Chapter 22, adding Article 10, Sections 22 through 262 to the Romulus Code of Ordinances.
Support.
Been motioned by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Williams, for second reading and final adoption of amendment to Chapter 22, adding Article 10, Section 22-262 to the Romulus Code of Ordinance. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, roll call vote. Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. For 6D, we have two action items for you to take action on. This is a study session and public hearing request for the fiscal year 2024-25 proposed budget. The first action item would be to approve a 1 hour and 15-minute study session for Monday, April 8th, 2024, and Monday, April 22nd, 2024, beginning at 6 o'clock p.m. to discuss the proposed 2024 to 25 city budgets.
Need a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to approve a 1 hour and 15-minute study session for Monday, April 8th at 2024, and Monday, April 22nd, 2024, beginning at 6 p.m. to discuss the proposed 2024-25 city budgets.
Support.
Been motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Wadsworth, to approve a 1 hour and 15-minute study session for Monday, April the 8th, 2024, and Monday, April the 22nd, 2024, beginning at 6 p.m. to discuss the proposed 24-25 city budget.
John, I have a question.
Any discussion?
Yes, I have a question. Through the chair to the mayor. Now, didn't we already approve the budget for 24? I'm concerned in saying that we're going to be discussing, is it the budget for the library and the district court? They have something new they're bringing to us? No?
24, 20.
Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to be sure.
Ms. Roscoe, you have something to say?
I'm all set.
You done? Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Okay, and council, there is a note that says the finance department will update you on who will be presenting when confirmed, from the library and the 34th District Court. They will notify you of that during that time. They're still just waiting for confirmation of the presenters. The second action item, we're asking council to approve the scheduling of a public hearing to be held in the Romulus City Hall Council Chambers for Monday, May 6, 2024, at 6:30 p.m. In accordance with Chapter 9, Section 9.3 of the Romulus City Charter.
Mr. Chair, I'll make that motion to schedule a public hearing to be held in the Romulus City Hall Council Chambers for Monday, May 6, 2024, at 6:30 p.m. in accordance with Chapter 9, Section 9.3 of the Romulus City Charter.
Support.
Been motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Ms. Abdo, to schedule a public hearing to be held in Romulus City Hall Council Chambers for Monday, May the 6th, 2024, at 6:30 p.m. in accordance with the Chapter 9, Section 9.3 of the Romulus City Charter. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo,
Yes.
Ms. Williams,
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Ms. Talley.
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Thank you, council. That concludes action items, but I have a few announcements. For your information, we provided in your packet the schedules for meetings for the Romulus Housing Commission and for the Police, Fire, and Safety Commission, those calendars. And also, just want to talk about elections. Residents should have received a flyer, just a brief flyer in the mail brochure that's just explaining, providing dates for this election year. And it's actually talking about what a presidential primary election is. A lot of people are a little confused over that. I want to thank our deputy clerk for working really hard to put this brochure together to provide the information for residents. Also, many residents have received an application as we build our absentee ballot list. The important thing, what we're finding is that residents are forgetting to make their ballot type selection. So you have to select either a Republican or Democrat Party ballot type, or a ballot without a presidential primary. So this is required, and you may receive several letters from us if you neglect to make that selection on your application. We're sending out notices, and and if you have questions on that, please give us a call. And again, please make your selection of your ballot style type. It's either Republican, Democrat, or a no-party ballot. That will let us know which ballot type to mail out to you. In about 2 weeks, you should be, those that have returned your applications will be receiving your ballots. And remember to, after completing your ballot, the important thing is to sign the outer envelope of that ballot. And again, any questions you may have, give our office a call, or we have provided a lot of information on our city website. Thank you. And lastly, next Monday, January the 15th, is our annual Martin Luther King Day celebration. This year's theme is Shifting the Cultural Climate Starts With Me. Unarmed truth and unconditional love will have the final word. So we hope that everyone will come out, and as you know, we start out with a march that begins at 8 o'clock, starting from the middle school and ending at the high school. And then we'll have kind of a, it's called Coffee and Donuts time that everyone can kind of mingle and talk and kind of have time to warm up from that long walk. I think the weather's going to be favorable for us this year. And then at 9:30, we have our annual MLK celebration in the high school auditorium. So we're looking forward to seeing you there. We hope everybody will come out and support this annual event. This is our 23rd year of having the Dr. King celebration. And with that, Mr. Chair and Council, that concludes the announcements from the clerk.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
And also our report. Takes us to number 7, the Treasurer's Report.
Thank you, Council, Mayor, Clerk, Deputy Clerk, Chief of Staff, and listening audience. I just have a quick reminder. As you know, winter tax bills went out. Those are due February 14th. It is a Wednesday. Of course, if you have outstanding summer tax bill, those are due as well. And you have until the end of February to get those into the treasurer's office, whether you mail them in person, invoice cloud, lots of options there. March 1st, by law, they do go down to Wayne County. Of course, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call my office. We would be happy to answer any questions you may have. And that is it under my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Treasurer.
Number 8 is public comment, and this is the portion of the agenda for those who are in the audience and who would like to address the city council. The rules to address the city council can be found on the back of the meeting agenda. If you would like to address the council, please raise your hand, and after being acknowledged by the chairperson, approach the podium and state your name. Please note, members of the public who submitted a public comment card will be called upon first. You will have 3 minutes to speak, and any additional time will be upon the consent of the chairperson. Mr. Chair, we do have one written request.
Okay.
Mr. Tony Heimberger.
Good evening, Tony Heimberger, Huron River Drive, Romulus, Michigan. I have been here before concerning this money by Big Steve, and it's just growing and growing and growing again. My understanding is that he had signed an agreement that he would pay $8,000 by the end of November. That never happened. What is our game plan for this? Because now there's 4 months old in rent, electric bills, so on. And that's, the taxpayers paying this. What are we gonna do about it, guys?
That is the only written request, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
John.
You see, okay, Mr. Wilson?
Good evening. First and foremost, I would like to say thank you to the council, Honorable Mayor, Deputy Clerk, and Madam Clerk, and most importantly to the citizens of Romulus for giving me this opportunity to serve you as your incoming councilman. I vow to you that I am prepared to work with the team, regardless, irrespective, and inconsiderate of any differences that we may have had or may have seemingly had. I'm here for one thing, to work for the residents, to make something happen, to move the needle. This is a great city. We can make it greater by working together as one. And when I say working together, of course, there's going to be some disagreement. There's always disagreement. I disagree with my lovely young lady over here. She normally gets the better of me, but we still have disagreements. But I still love her dearly, and we work together as a team. There's going to be disagreements here, but we still must understand that we have to work together in order to move Romulus forward. So I don't want to take too much more of your time. I just want to thank you for this opportunity, and I vow to you that we're going to get the job done together, collectively, as a team. Thank you.
Any other comments from the audience? Yes, sir.
I had the opportunity to sit in on a meeting with State Senator Rumstead. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It has a little movement in the middle there. What he proposes is to introduce a bill that would allow information that's going to be funneled into the chambers for bills to be passed, not to be brought in 5 minutes before the motion is pushed. What that does is it does not allow those sitting within the chambers to accurately and completely look at all the information so that when they vote, they know what they're voting on. It would stop that from happening. And consequently, my thought here is I'd like to see, once that bill is passed, and I suspect it's going to pass, hopefully, that will funnel down to the city council here. Many times, information is brought at the 11th hour for the city council to vote on without not allowing the information to be fully and completely investigated so that the citizens might accurately receive what they hope that their council would give to them, and that is good government. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other comments from the audience? Yes, sir.
I just wanted to let everybody know that Michigan's winning 7-0.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go Blue.
For you.
Yes, I would just like to, based on the comment that Mr. Heimberg spoke on, city attorney, we spoke about this before. Can you look into that? Because this is the second time as a resident that he came up and spoke to council, and we haven't had any update. So can you please give us an update?
An update on what?
Big Steve.
Big Steve.
Oh, Big Steve's?
Thank you.
Any other comments from the audience? Yes. Mhm.
My name is Cassandra Shortridge. So I live in the preserves of Romulus. While I was sitting here, I went back through my emails and I counted the number of times that I've contacted the ordinance department about parking. At one point, we were able to park on both sides of the street. And so now I understand that that there was a fire lane put in, and we do need a fire lane, I agree with that. But what's happening now is now residents are storing their vehicles, and with parking at a premium, is commercial vehicles, is one of my neighbors, and if y'all here, y'all have to forgive me, they store 5 cars on the street, and my most recent email to Officer Sullins, they had left a car parked in front of my house for an entire month. And it's not even a resident, it had out-of-state plates. And so that is a problem, and I just ask for you guys to consider that. I think the ordinance now states that there are no commercial vehicles allowed, and but it does not address storing vehicles on the street. And with parking, I rarely have events at my house, but when there are events, like for the holidays and things, because the neighbors, they consistently occupy the same parking spaces. The 2 in front of my house, the one on one neighbor's side and one on the other neighbor's side. So now my guests are forced to go everywhere else, even if I have visitors to my home. Nobody can park. So, that's just my thing. If you guys know Officer Sullins and you mention my name, she'll like, yeah, I know her.
Thank you. For you.
Mayor, can we make sure we get her address so the ordinance, thank you, Julie.
Any other comments from the audience? If there are no other comments from the audience, Madam Clerk, we'll close that part out.
Number 9 is unfinished business. Number 10, new business. Number 10 for approval is warrant 23-25.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion, we pay warrant 23-25 in the following amounts. General Fund, $32,667.89. Major Street Fund, $26,740.96. Local Street Fund, $20.35. Public Safety Fund, $32,307.44. Michigan Indigent Defense Fund, $2,200. 911 Service Fund, $225. NARC Forfeiture State, $12,475.73. Library Fund, $3,487.57. DDA, $5,774.98. Tifa District 2, $48,054.50. Water and sewer funds, $7,669.35. Motor vehicle, $89,506.41. Retiree insurance benefits, $2,704.81. Current tax, $9,897.32. Payroll fund, $137,209.18. Totaling all funds, $410,941.49.
I second that motion.
The motion by Ms. Abdo, supported by Ms. Talley, to pay warrant number 23-25 for $410,941.49. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, motion approved.
Number 12 is communication.
Through the chair, just
Ms.
one
Talley?
quick announcement. Just want to just let everybody know that our Romulus Lady Eagles is playing tomorrow evening against Robichaud at 6 p.m. At the high school. So hope you can come out and support our Lady Eagles for their basketball event. Thank you.
Any other?
Yes. And as I said last week, Forgotten Harvest was down for June. December the 26th, which was the day after Christmas, and also January the 2nd. We will be at the high school tomorrow with Forgotten Harvest, so please feel free to return and let us serve you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Mayor, this is from a resident. He just was concerned on Rick and Tobine. He said it was some shooting in the air, fireworks, and it came down in his car. So I told him I'd mention and check into it. So Rick and Tobine, I think the gentleman's name is Dwight Helms.
Dwight Helms.
Did you reach out to PD? Okay.
Yeah.
It's already going over to PD.
Okay.
Residents.
I told him I would mention it, you know. Thank you, Mayor. Go ahead.
Mayor, through the chair, Mayor, have they gave you any further updates on Ecorse and Wayne Road? It looks like we're almost there.
They're so close, and we're all frustrated, much needed, and the completion date was originally end of 2023, so they're not that far past it, but they could have been done already. So Roberto continues to have meetings with them on a weekly basis, continues to motivate them. But it's a Wayne County project and an MDOT project, so we have limited authority, but they are saying it should be open, about 80% open. And what I mean by that is, it should be open within the next 10 days to 2 weeks, except for there will be a restriction, I want everybody to be careful, on westbound Ecorse east of Wayne Road. That's the part where they're still waiting for that 24-inch water main offset to be put in there, and that'll be wrapped up this spring. But the road should be open at 80% capacity. I just want residents, there will be signs out there letting them know that the westbound Ecorse east of Wayne Road will still have a restriction there.
Okay, and can you let those contractors know before they sum up and get out of here that, to be aware of the damage that was done
Yep.
to Wayne Road before you get to that side street? You notice that?
Yeah,
That's a lot
all
of
the
damage from those
restoration,
big trucks.
the restoration where, and Roberto's on about that too, the restoration where those cars and vehicles have been turning around for a year, so they're gonna make sure it's all taken care of before they're out of the area.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'd like to say, go Eagles, go Lions, and go Blue. Thank you.
Is there any more communication from council? If not, number 13 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Roscoe for adjournment. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Talley?
Yes.
Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, we are adjourned. Thank you.